So, I just watched a sex tape. What have you done this evening? I just got back, as I just said, from sex tape, the new Cameron Diaz, Jason Segel comedy about them making a sex tape and trying to get it back. Um, yeah, that's the story. Um, I thought the trailers looked fine for this. I didn't think it looked bad. I liked the combination between Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel. I thought Bad Teacher was pretty funny. I liked their chemistry in it. Um, it. Well, what did I think? Well, first off, that's what I wanted to touch on before I continue. This is not going to be really a spoiler review. I say that because I don't like spoiling comedies. Because if you spoil a comedy, then what's the point of go seeing a comedy when you've heard all the jokes? And if you say a joke, it doesn't work in context as well to the comedy as it did in the movie. So yeah, I'm not no spoilers. I might share a joke here and there, but I'll just give my general impression for this time around. So what did I think of it? I thought it was a pretty funny film. The Jason Segel Cameron Diaz combo works really well again, particularly in a hard R-rated comedy. And this is a pretty fucking hard R-rated comedy. Oh man, they fucking they're fucking like rabbits half the time in the movie. There's nudity. There's fucking just throwing the f bomb out anywhere. Drug references. Rob Lowe's doing lines of cocaine. So the general plot. The movie opens up with that whole line here in the trailer saying, "It's like you remember the first time you saw me and saw you naked? Remember the last time you saw you naked?" With extensions, and that's a huge montage of them fucking. Which whatever. Cameron Diaz is still. I still think Cameron Diaz is hot, so that's fine. I can see her ass. That's one thing though. She shows her ass off plenty of times, but she does not show her breasts at all. Really, we see plenty of side boob from her, but anytime you would actually think you'd see her breasts, she's strategically got them covered up, which I find weird. Does she have it in her contract that she does not do topless scenes or something, which is silly because she's wearing a very see-through like white cotton shirt in one scene with the rollerblades, and that's just kind of them throwing that out the window. Then, no, so yeah, what do you think it is? They're a couple. They're married. They have kids. That they didn't show in the trailers. They have kids, which led for some funny jokes. Um, but they're they're in kind of a rut. So it's like spice up the marriage, make a sex tape. Okay, they have to make a sex tape of all the positions and the joy of sex, which took 3 hours. And as Cordy's character Robbie put it, that's like the movie Lincoln. They did the full Lincoln. They did the full Return of the King, Two Towers Fellowship. They did the Lord of the Rings series, and whatever other. They did the full Titanic. They did, whatever other 3 hour movie you could think of. And it's basically them trying to get it back. And it goes through a whole bunch of, hoops, jump through hoops and stuff like that to get these iPads back, which they explain the iPad thing a bit better in the movie. That Jason Segel, I believe, is like a radio, he's not a DJ. They never actually explain what his job is, but basically he makes playlists. He like downloads music. He's in the music business. So what he does is he goes to concerts and stuff like that. He makes playlists for people, and he has them on iPads. And he constantly is getting like new updates to iPads and making playlists and handing them out. So whenever he gets a new iPad, which happens to be quite often apparently, he gives the new old ones off to friends or neighbors or something like that, family members, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that actually makes sense because it's not like 100 people have these, as it's kind of led to believe. It's only like a decent handful of people, like maybe like 10 to 15 people have them. But no, it explains the more compact urgency of the scenario. So it's them going through the paces and trying to get it back. The movie was really funny. I can't really say much on that. I mean, it was generally really, really funny. The chemistry between Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz still really fucking works. I would believe these two were actually dating or married or a couple of some kind. I would believe that really, really well. They got perfect comedic timing with each other. Their chemistry is just spot on. I mean, there's a scene where they just they just play off each other so well because there's a scene where they go to Rob Lowe's house, who is Cameron Diaz has a blog. She's trying to sell the blog. It's like it's happening, and they she gave one of the iPads to Rob Lowe's character. His name is Hank. She gave it to Rob Lowe, and they go over to his house in the middle of the night trying to figure out a way to fucking get it. So she's like, "Oh, you have diarrhea. You have diarrhea." It's like, no, first time you don't tell someone you have diarrhea. It's then food poisoning. Oh, why don't you have poisoning? The guy who leaked the sex tape has the food poisoning. And then you just go in and you see Rob Lowe, and apparently his family's out. So what? Well, he's just him alone. He's just like, oh, let me turn on some music, and Slayer starts playing in the background. He's drinking scotch and just like, this is just my me time. Drinking scotch, listening to Slayer. Oh, you like that picture? Yeah. That was from the scene of The Lion King, where Rafiki is holding up Simba to the whole Pride Land. Except I've changed Rafiki's face with me, so that's me holding Simba. He's got Disney pictures of himself from different movies all over his fucking house. And then he started doing lines of cocaine. Well, okay, Cameron Diaz has a bump of cocaine. He's Rob Lowe's having a few more bumps of cocaine. And all this while, Jason Segel's, it's the scene you see in the trailer where he's getting chased by the German Shepherd. You know, Siri, how do you perform CPR on a dog? I have brought you 24 different Starbucks locations. And the dog just comes up and attacks him. The dog is apparently capable of opening doors, so it scares the living shit out of him. He's just limping away. But that whole scene was hilarious. I mean, all the side characters are really good too. I mean, we get Emily Kemper back, who she plays Rob Corddry's wife, and you'd remember her as the if you saw Bad Teacher, she was the other. She's a redhead in this, but she was the redhead in the Bad Teacher. She was the other teacher who was trying to get Cameron Diaz fired. Just yeah, she's back, and they're funny. They got some good lines. There's the joke that Rob Corddry's character doesn't really want to give up the iPad because he wants to see the video, and they eventually see the video. And, it's not perfect. There's a kid actor in the movie that something about his character is kind of revealed, and you're like, okay, this is kind of funny, but then the overall payoff for that character, you're like, you know, in a real world setting that's smart, but I would have really liked to see something else happen with this character. And really, his character isn't that he's kind of a little unrealistic in the sense. I could see a kid acting the way this kid was acting, but that's kind of a messed up kid. And that's all resolved. But I would have liked something different with that guy. There were times that I was just kind of, you know, sitting in my seat laughing, but at the same time, just like, watching, he's like getting on and getting with the joke. It slowed down in a few points. All the kids are fine. The kid actors didn't bother me. That's something I'm glad for. The kid actors didn't bother me. But overall, everyone I thought was really funny. Really funny. I can't think of anything else to say without really starting to go into spoilers, and that would just ruin the point of a comedy then. I will say there was a great appearance by Jack Black. I'm not going to say where he was and how he came into play, but Jack Black came into the movie, and that was hilarious. For any of you who know or heard about this movie and how Jack Black appears, you know what I'm talking about. And when he showed up, I started laughing my ass off. Because it really was hilarious. I'm trying to think, was there anyone else in this movie who was, you know, like any big name cameos or anything like that? No, I can't think of anyone right off the top of my head. I mean, Nate Faxon appeared as a co-worker of Jason Segel, whatever. He's like dealing with the fact he might be in love. It's like, we had these deep talks about religion and snowboarding. And then when I'm here, she would text me a picture of her boobs. That's love, man. That's love. Yeah. I mean, we see the ins and outs of other people's relationships, so yeah. So yeah, sorry, bit of a boring review. I can't really go into much detail about this one. It's also a little late. I only just got back. But no, I'm giving this is a good solid 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. It's a good summer comedy, especially coming off Tammy, which I did not like overly much. this was a refreshing little movie to go to. So the trailers I got, actually I don't even need my notepad. I only got 2 new trailers. The first new trailer I got was The Wedding Ringer. It's got, I can't remember his name, but okay. You know what? Hold on just a minute. I'm actually gonna look this one up because I really kind of need to know what this guy's name was. I feel so bad about this right now. But okay, while I'm looking this up, I'll talk about the other one, new one I got. I got something called The Laggers, I believe. It's got Keira Knightley in it. Sam Rockwell is in there. Apparently, Keira Knightley is, uh, how old is she being portrayed in that movie? I want to say she's being portrayed like in her late 20s, early 30s, or something like that. And she's kind of a kid who didn't grow up, or a woman who didn't grow up. She's still kind of stuck in the high school mentality, and she's hanging out with these high school girls, and she's basically not growing up. She got a degree in everything, but she's not growing up in her life. And it's her kind of just coming to terms with these realities in her life. And Sam Rockwell plays the father of one of her friends, their young friends. So yeah, and they kind of obviously develop a bit of romance. That's pretty obvious that's gonna fucking happen. But yeah, okay, so that's that. That honestly though, it doesn't look bad. I don't get on Keira Knightley's case as an actress as a lot of some other people do, because from what I hear, she's not necessarily the. That's a nice way to put it. Not the brightest of people. I don't think she's really dumb, but from what I hear, she's not the overly sharpest tool in the shed. I could be wrong in that. I could be completely wrong in that. She could be a freaking astrophysicist for all I know. I like Sam Rockwell, and it does look like it's a good kind of dramedy, so I might check it out. But the other one I got, The Wedding Ringer, it's got Josh Gad, that's his name. Josh Gad plays a guy who's getting married, and to Kaylee Kuko, is that her name? Anyway, attractive blonde chick, whatever. But he doesn't have a best man. He's basically like, I need a best man, so he hires Kevin Hart, who apparently makes actually really good money hiring out best men and all that stuff to weddings and stuff like that. It's another Kevin Hart thing. It's another Kevin Hart comedy. I don't hate Kevin Hart. I haven't gotten bored of Kevin Hart, but it's probably because I haven't seen a lot of the Kevin Hart movies that have come out recently. So, like, I didn't see Ride Along. I didn't see like Best Man's Holiday. I didn't see Think Like a Man 2 or anything like that. I didn't see any of those, but I think Kevin Hart is actually funny. I think he's a funny actor, and I think he's a good stand-up comedian more than he's an actor. But he's not a bad actor. Josh Gad can be funny, so maybe I'll see it. But then again, I'll probably be like this, where it really wasn't that entertaining a review. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I got. Next review I'm doing, which one is it gonna be? I think I'll have the Wolf of Wall Street one up because I actually have been. My first request now is to review Wolf of Wall Street because I actually haven't. Shocker, I haven't actually watched Wolf of Wall Street. So yeah, and after that it'll be Planes, Fire and Rescue because I basically had 2 option bowls of shit to choose from this week after Sex Tape, Purge, Anarchy, or Planes, Fire and Rescue. I went with Planes, Fire and Rescue because I believe that's going to be the more entertaining of the 2 reviews. Because with Purge, Anarchy, I feel like I was like, well, this was stupid. This happened. This was all right. I enjoyed the concept. Yeah, that's probably what you're going to get from me with Purge Anarchy. Planes, Fire, and Rescue? Yeah, I think I might have a little more to talk about on that one. But, yeah, so hope you enjoyed. I really do hope you enjoyed. I know it was probably a little bit more boring than some of the other ones. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. If you think your friend, if you think anyone you know will like us, please recommend us. We appreciate all our viewers. And if you've got something you want us to review, just put be it movie, TV, media, whatever, game. Excuse me, whatever. Just put it in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll do a review on it at some point. Me and Mark Sam will do a review on it at some point. Ooh, excuse me. So, thanks for watching. I will see you. Actually, I'll see you for movie news on Saturday before I see you for Wolf of Wall Street, also on Saturday. So, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed. Later.